So, hello, friends. Good afternoon. This video is just to highlight and address the issue we encountered yesterday when we were looking at the average. Victor asked if it's possible after getting the calculated field for project duration, and we got the sum. So some of these projects, for instance, these projects that came as duplicates, they wanted to find out whether the duration which was added, the duration of this alpha project entry number 1 and number 2, if we will be able to get the average of the two of them from that calculated field. And we tried it, we couldn't. And so I said I was going to look into it and revert back. So this video is to address that issue. Now, let's repeat what we did yesterday. We went ahead to get our calculated field. So we inserted our pivot table. Again, let me just drop it here. And we brought our project name right here. And we went ahead to create a calculated field, which we called duration. Okay, so I'm going to leave this as duration, which is defined as this mathematical operation, which now gives us this. And so because this is in dates, so we need to go through our number format to change this to number. We don't need any decimal places. So this gives us this. Now, what we did after that equation was to, since this was giving us the sum, so we went ahead, clicked here to go to the value field setting and change this to average. It didn't change. It still was the same thing. All right, so let me undo that. Now, the reason why this is giving us this is because these projects that are, even though they are in duplicates, they have been aggregated as one. Remember from our discussion on PivotTable, the rules for PivotTable and how they operate. Once we bring anything either into the column or the rows, when you bring this to the rows, it isolates the distinct, the unique entries and brings them out. So this is what has happened. The alpha project, which though they were two, but it has brought them as one to this point. And then when we went ahead to calculate a new field called duration, it had already aggregated those two components, those two different projects into one because it's a unique entry. And so there's no way it's going to disaggregate at that level. If we want to get what that question seeks to get, we need to work on the original source data, which is this. So we need to get to this point. Let's now differentiate this duration from the one we have calculated in our calculated field. So we need to get this different duration, add them, then we can get their individual, the average. So here we are looking at this end date minus this. That gives us 70. Then when we scroll down, this gives us 70 also, 70, 70. So we may not really see the difference. So, but let's change here and make this one 10. Now, this has given us 253 days, which if we update this, it's going to change. So this is the sum, 323, which also is the same thing if you select this to 323. Now, we are going to get a pivot table out of this, a separate pivot table, and let's drop it here. Then let's again bring our project here, but this time around, we are using this one here, proj duration, which is this one. So let's drop it over here. Then it comes here. So this is there's a pivot table. This is a pivot table, okay, which is the same thing as you see here. These are the same figures. Now, however, this is at the point that we can now use this and get our average. So you see, this is project, because there are two, this is giving us the average now. The same thing for alpha. This is project alpha is giving us the average. So the reason why we were not able to get that average from here was because that calculated field was created out of an already aggregated data. And so we won't be able to get that. But however, if we had them two different entries here, they will be able to get that average for the two entries. Like we can see here, Project Victor, this is the sum, this is the average for the two of them. So this is the way we can handle the average of two similar projects that we have in our data set. Thank you so much.